Planning for retirement can feel daunting, especially if you do not know where to start. This afternoon, our financial expert Paul Hood from Hood CPAs is here to discuss some questions that we want to have answered when it comes to planning for retirement. Paul, good to see you. Happy Monday.
Good to see you, buddy.
So for someone who's just starting out in the workforce, let's start with this. Retirement is probably the last thing they're thinking about.
Sure.
When, though, should somebody start saving for retirement?
Well, the reality is you should save immediately. I don't care your financial position. I don't care if you've got credit card debt. You should start saving immediately, because what it does is it creates a frame of mind and to live on less than what you make and to plan for the future. There's actually a study that Dave Ramsey did that said there's two 18-year-olds. One started saving at 18 and saved for 10 years. One waited 10 years and started saving but saved for 20 years. The one that only saved for 10 years but started earlier had more money at retirement. So you've got to start right away.
Okay. And then this is a common question too. How do you help people calculate how much they will need to retire?
So I love doing this because, you know, retirement doesn't take age, John. It takes money. So what you do is you figure out what your lifestyle is, what kind of living expenses, and that's the problem. A lot of people don't know how much money, where their money's going. So you figure out how much you need, and then prudence says divide it by 0.04. So financial planners say if you spend more than 4% of your assets, you have a chance of running out of money. If you stay below 4%, it's pretty good. So if you need $3,000 a month, $5,000 a month, that's $60,000 divided by 0.04. That's the amount of money you need. Now, if you need $5,000 a month, take off an estimate of what your Social Security is, because that plays a big role.
You know, a lot of people have 401ks and everything like that, but what's the best way to invest for retirement?
So people go through two phases in life. The first phase of life is called the accumulation phase, and the second phase is the distribution phase. In the accumulation phase, the investments almost don't matter. I mean, if you're speculative, they matter. But if you got a good diverse portfolio, even if you just go to the S&P, there's a principle of set it, forget it, and you just buy every month. Because what happens is if the market is high, yay, everything's high. If the market's low, double yay, because you're buying things on sale. And it's a concept called dollar cost averaging, and when things are low and you buy things on sale, that lowers your average cost basis, so it's almost a guaranteed win. The hard part is how much can you put in, and you want to put in as much as you can.
Somebody like myself, I'm probably 35 years or so from retirement, but how should somebody like myself or even others, how do they factor in the cost of living? And, you know, in 30 years it's going to cost a lot more. So how do you factor that in?
So, yeah, of course, we used to say use about a 2% factor, but with inflation the way it is right now, it's hard. On top of that, what I would tell you to do, and anybody else here, just throw as much mud at the wall as you can and start figuring the number you need about 10 years out, because you don't know what kind of lifestyle you're going to have, 30 years from now. You don't know what the cost of living is going to be. But what you do know and what you can control is today. If you can figure out how to live on 70% of what you bring home, save the rest of it. I've got friends that make me sick that retired in their 30s and 40s because they just lived on less than what they made.
Amazing. Yeah. Maybe I could do that.
Do it.
All right. Paul, thanks so much for your time this afternoon. We appreciate it. We'll be right back after this break.